Donovan, given what happened in Game 1, what's the primary focus coming into Game 2 for you guys?
Making their shots a little bit tougher. I felt they were a little comfortable. And then for us, we got our open looks. Just continue to take them and make them. But the biggest thing I think for them is for us, is to make them work a little bit harder on the offensive end.
And then for you specifically, going from the Orlando series to the Boston series, what's different in terms of how you think you're going to be able to approach this series?
I think the biggest thing, first and foremost, and the way that I'm guarded by the guards are differently. Still high-level guards from, obviously Suggs, who's an all-NBA defender, to now Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and all those guys. I think their switching is a little different, as opposed to Suggs, where it was like staying attached to wherever I go. So just trying to, figure it out differently. Obviously I knew this coming into the series and whatnot, but I think it's just different how they're guarding it. So for me, just trying to still pick my spots, be aggressive, but also still continue to find guys when they're open.
Can you sense through one game in a series, like what kind of shot profile is going to be available to you? And if so, what is it?
Yeah, I think, I have an idea. Just now it's just continuing to take on. I won't tell you what I think they are. I think just continue to find ways to get into those situations, and also find ways for my guys to continue to get in those situations as well. But I think after one game, you start to see, okay, this is what's open. This is what, from what last series, this is what they weren't giving up. This is what they're giving up here. This is what we can find ways to manipulate and be successful.
You guys wanted to limit, make it difficult on Jayson. It looked like you were able to do that, but the other guys were able to get going, Derek, Jaylen. What's that balance going to be like going forward of throwing extra pressure at Jayson and also trying to limit those other guys?
That's what makes these guys, good that comes from different directions. So just for us, just making it tougher as a whole. Some of the shots that Jaylen got going early where he was comfortable, and then after that, once you start getting to a rhythm, no matter how tough you make him, they're going to be good. Derek White, same thing. Sometimes even some closeouts we were there, and he's had some tough shots. So trying to make it tough early, and then kind of making it hard for them. And I think obviously doing the job we did on JT, but now the next thing is, we got to find ways to do it for everybody. And I think the biggest thing is making it tougher. That's really it.
And you were satisfied with the job you guys did on Tatum?
Yeah, but ultimately, we lost the game, so we have to find ways to, be better.
Is anyone on this team superstitious?
Me. Probably the most. Probably the most.
This is kind of lighthearted, but there is a point. You guys have gone 8 playoff games now where you just can't shoot. Luckily, you've won 4.
You said we've had 8 or won 8?
No, you've had 8 playoff games now where you can't shoot. But you like the shots you're getting. So is it time to switch up luck? Like do some kind of rabbits with some kind of like get out of bed different side of the bed, like something.
Honestly, I think I'm as superstitious as I am, I'm also a believer in the work, and I can look up and down the roster and tell you we all put in the work and understand that what shots we're going to get and putting the work into that, but ultimately when it comes time we have to just make them. There's no, there's things we can do to make it easier, obviously, but, I think, we got our 43s up last night, we only had 11, so just understand that we're getting our looks, and it's one game, and it's been that way for other series and other games, so for us, just settling in and understanding that, just trusting the work, and that's 1 through 15, and we got guys that have been at this level, and been past this level. We got guys that this is their first time, so understanding that, just trusting the work, because ultimately, as superstitious as you are, the work that you put in, this is, it will come, and it will continue. You just got to continue to believe in it. And sometimes it can be, and this isn't just for the playoffs, but sometimes it can be harder, to believe in that over time, But I think the biggest thing is continue to believe in it. And I think we all do. I think we're all, understanding that we're going to get our looks, we're going to take our shots, and we're going to make them.
After watching film from Game 1, kind of have a better understanding of this matchup, how much do you feel like you guys are missing Jared Allen and Dean Wade right now? How
big time.
Was that?
Big time. Obviously those two guys, Jay in particular, man, we miss what he brings to us as far as, defensively, but also offensively. He's been I would say our combination has been one of the best in the league. So you definitely miss that with a guy like him and just his presence. I know he's working his behind off, to get back out there for us, but it's not easy. He's in pain. He's fighting through things. So it's not like he's just sitting out there leaving us high and dry, man. And then Dean Wade as well continue to work back. Just to see him out here for shoot-arounds is a good sign. So I think for us, just obviously trying to find ways with the next man up mentality, but it's definitely different, definitely tougher. But there's no excuses. We still got to try to find a way.
Don, as a follow-up to that, watching film, how different is it to actually go up against live action, which you saw on Tuesday night, and now with that, with a game on the floor under your belt, how can you adjust to that?
Yeah, I think going from one series to the next, especially with a quick turnaround, it's not the easiest thing. But for us, understanding that, you have that film, you have that, to have that under your belt and have something you can look at and point to. Because you can always speak on the hypotheticals of what could happen, but, all that goes out the window, once the game starts. I said that after we had the week off against Orlando, that whole week is preparation, but after the week, it's irrelevant, you know what I mean? So I'm glad we only had one day to prepare because it's all right, cool, we're done. Now it's we got this game one happened, so I started to figure it out and how we prepare for tonight.
Do things look a little differently or feel a little differently when it's live compared to just all the film study?
Yeah, completely different. Just because it's also in-game adjustments, being able to make those adjustments, finding ways to, in real time. So like I said, you can have those ideas, but, they throw something different. You got to be able to adjust on the fly and figure that out.
Thanks, Don.
Appreciate it, man.